just overall, how'd you feel about the way the team played at the tournament over the weekend?
I think we had a fantastic weekend. We went out to Ohio, and there was I feel like we turned a corner both at the plate. I mean, just at the plate, really. I feel like we were kind of in this weird space the past couple weeks before this past weekend where obviously the results were going well, but the process was a little bit not normal for our lineup. So I felt like this weekend we really turned the corner and kind of flipped a couple switches, and I'm really excited. It was like perfect timing, of course, because we're going to Baylor this weekend. So I was really excited to see that from the whole entire lineup this past weekend.
How unique is it maybe to go through a process where it feels like you guys aren't doing something correctly or it's not going the way you want it to? Like you said, you're still getting the results, but how unique is that, and how do you kind of combat that?
Right. Well, we play a game of failure. In any other sport, you're not going to fail 7 out of 10 times. So you kind of have to take it and really learn from it because, failure really isn't a thing in our sport. And I think that's something that we've learned over the past few months and even the past years that we've been obviously getting better and better every year. And so when that does happen, all it is a learning process. And our results are going well, but it could be worse. And we just have to keep learning through that, what we're going through, learning through every process. And, the whole season is learning. You start in January, you have 6 months, and by the end, you have to go through those things in order to reach your peak by June.
Well, you mentioned Baylor coming up this weekend. Just maybe what do you remember about, obviously, the last time you guys played them? And is that any motivation? Do you think about that at all going into this weekend?
Yeah, so I wasn't playing when we played Baylor last time, so that kind of adds a little bit of more fuel for me because I know that I personally want to come out really hot this weekend so that I can help the team with whatever it takes to, reach our end goal. But I know that we've made a lot of adjustments since that last time that we were in Waco, and I think that the growth. I don't remember the date exactly, but if you look at us as a team of 20 on that day versus a team of 20 now, it's a completely different team. So I'm really excited to see us step onto that field in that space and that presence as opposed to the comparison of the last time we played them.
How you talked about how the reaction to that loss was kind of an immediate thing. Was that your experience that there's kind of a switch that flipped after the
Absolutely.
loss?
I think it was. Nobody's going to go undefeated. I think we needed it personally. Not that you want that to happen, but it was sort of that push to kind of, hey, you have things to work on. Let's do it now before it's too late.
This pitching staff has really dominated recently. Just
Absolutely.
About what it's been like to catch them.
Well, I think it's very significant that the top 25 player USA thing came out and our 3 starting pitchers are on that list. And I am very honored to play with all 3 of them because they are all lights out. And I know that when all of them get on the mound that they push me to be my best and they push everyone else to be their best. And I think that's what, not only are they great pitchers, but that's also what makes them so great is they expect greatness of themselves and they expect greatness of the defense and me as well. And yeah, I love them. So
You're close with all of them, obviously, but do you see just between the 3 of them a dynamic
oh yeah,
that's like
I've
it's
honestly,
a really close group?
yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a bullpen be this together. Obviously in the past years we've had really close-knit bullpens where they're all friends and stuff, but this one is so when they're all together, I'm like, whoa. There's a lot going on, but they work and they're all different. They have all nicknames. It's like Fire, Ice, Spice, and something nice. I don't even know what they are. I couldn't tell you, but they're all different in their own way, and I think that's what makes them so special is because you get one on the mound and it's this, and then there's just different dimensions of pitching that you kind of see when you're in the gear that nobody else really sees, so it's pretty cool.
Kinzie, you appear to be healthy. I don't know. For being a catcher, I know you have a million knickknacks going on, but you appear to be.
Mm-hmm.
How much does that help in your offense and just your overall play? Because last year you were never healthy. So
No, I was not ever healthy last year. Healthy Hansen is happy Hansen, and that has translated to my game it's night and day. And I think that it was more of a mental. It's more of a mental headspace because, yeah, you can try to play through an injury all you want, but if my, like last year, for instance, if my knee couldn't lock out, then I wasn't going to do it when I was hitting. And it just didn't really work out. So this year, besides the first week, I have been healthy, and it has been really a game changer for me. My confidence hasn't wavered. My confidence in my teammates haven't wavered. And I know that because I am healthy, not only physically but mentally, and I think that that's something really important to acknowledge, because when your body is giving out on you, it's really hard to stay in that healthy headspace. So when I can keep my mentality and my body healthy, I can give 100% to the girls in there every single day. And I think that that's very important to me as a player, a catcher, and a person.
Coach was saying a few months ago that as these teams have started to do this thing where they use a million different pitchers every single game, you guys have started to embrace that and look forward to it almost
Right.
unexpected. Why is that? Is it just an extra challenge type of a thing?
Our lineup loves a good challenge, and I think that because we have been successful, we are challenged, but like, I mean, yeah. But we enjoy when people throw new things at us, basically, because it's honestly like people leave the same person in over and over. We're going to make our adjustments. Not that that's not as fun for us. Obviously, we enjoy it just as much. But when people are like, okay, we're going to try something new, we got a little bit of pushback. And we're not really used to that as much. So when that does happen, I personally like to see everybody bow up and kind of what kind of adjustments are we going to make to that. Like it's a new challenge, a new stepping stone to make towards our peak on the first week of June.
How much tougher is that throughout a game? Because I know you guys obviously you talk to each other a lot throughout the game and make adjustments when it's the same pitcher. But when it is changing so often, are you still able to do that, or is it a lot harder because it's just a different arm constantly?
Right. I would say we're still able to do that. It's just the ability to reset in between, because you can't take the same mentality of one pitcher into the next one. You kind of have to reset your game plan, and the way that you approach one has to be different than the other one, especially if they're two totally different kind of what they're trying to do to us. So I think that the reset ability, something that we've worked on in the past week, and kind of you saw this past weekend in Ohio, that work had definitely paid off. But I would say the ability to reset in between and kind of switch gears, that's what was really important for us to maneuver.
Sammy?
Thank you.
Woo!